Good morning. This is Father Stephen Kelly from St. John's Church in Detroit. We're continuing our series of daily morning meditations where we generally look at one or another of the lessons that are assigned for morning or evening prayer, what is known as the Daily Office Lectionary. And today for Monday, I thought we would take a look at the lesson, continuing again in St. John's Gospel, the 10th chapter, with this discourse that Jesus has in comparing himself to being a good shepherd. Now remember, on Saturday, 2 days ago, we had the beginning of the 10th chapter, and Jesus talked about being the door to the sheepfold. And now he's going to come right out and talk about being a shepherd himself. So John chapter 10, beginning at verse 11. I am the good shepherd. The good shepherd giveth his life for the sheep. But he that is an hireling and not a shepherd, whose own the sheep are not, seeth the wolf coming, and leaveth the sheep, and fleeth. And the wolf catcheth them, and scattereth the sheep. The hireling fleeth, because he is an hireling, and careth not for the sheep. I am the good shepherd, and know my sheep, and am known of mine. As the Father knoweth me, even so know I the Father, and I lay down my life for the sheep. And other sheep I have, which are not of this fold, them also I must bring, and they shall hear my voice, and there shall be one fold and one shepherd. Therefore doth my Father love me, because I lay down my life, that I may take it up again. No man taketh it from me, but I lay it down of myself. I have power to lay it down, and I have power to take it up again. This commandment I have received of my Father. There was a division, therefore, among the Jews for these sayings. And many of them said, He hath a devil, and is mad. Why hear ye him? Others said, These are not the words of him that hath a devil. Can a devil open the eyes of the blind? Okay, so that's obviously, that last part's a reference to the man who was born blind, and of course the miracles that they're starting to see. But so obviously one of the things that Jesus is talking about here is the idea of there being one fold. And we know in his high priestly prayer, we know that Jesus prays that we all may be one as he and the Father are one. Now, in this particular part, when he talks about there are other sheep of my fold that you don't know yet, right, that they're going to bring in, he's obviously making a reference to the original people, the original covenant, and how they're going to be incorporating into the new covenant those people who are not children of Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob. And so that's a part of what is riling up those people, causing this dissension. But this image of a shepherd is so helpful, I think, even for those of us who are city folk, right? I am 100% a city and suburb sort of guy. My idea of roughing is to sleep with the windows open a crack. I don't do the farming, I don't do the gardening, none of that stuff. I'm just not an outdoorsy type. And the thought of being a shepherd is, in an animal sense, is as far from my wheelhouse as I possibly could be. But the idea of what a shepherd is as one who cares and pastures and flocks a group of people is really helpful for me, especially in my vocation, my calling to be a priest, because priests are called to be shepherds. A bishop is called to be a shepherd. And so this idea of us having our Lord as our shepherd for all of us, the fact that he's not a hireling, he's not going to run away when things are hard, and hopefully your parish priest is the same too. Your parish priest is going to be able to stick to it when things are tough, like COVID, right? All of the stuff that we've been going through. But also this idea that he's doing the Father's will, right? We know from the reading on Saturday that the sheep hear the voice of the shepherd and they follow him. So we have to spend time coming to know our Lord's voice. But the same thing, what's wonderful about it is that here's the shepherd who will lay down his life for the sheep. And that's exactly what Jesus Christ has done for us. He lays down his life. And as it says in the record, he takes it back up again. That's a reference, of course, to his death and the resurrection. So it's very important for us to see how Jesus is talking on all these multi-levels. He's talking to those immediate group of people. He's talking to us in the big picture here in the year 2022. But he's also, of course, giving this what is eternally true, and that is who he is as the God of love, that he loves us so much that he's going to do what is necessary to reconcile us to himself and to the Father. Oh, wonderful stuff. Okay, so today is Monday, so we 12:15 Holy Communion, and then 5 o'clock evening prayer, and then of course all this week. I hope that you will join us. Thursday is the Feast of St. Patrick's, and you know what? If you want to celebrate St. Patrick's Day like St. Patrick, plan to come to church. We'll have Mass that day at 10:30. Anyway, I hope you have a week that's great and a Monday that's full of blessings.